Greetings, folks. Welcome to part 2. As I was saying about hidden in plain sight, this is a box hidden within a box. As I said earlier, I'm fascinated with Asian puzzle boxes, which are multiple boxes hidden within boxes. And there is a degree of a security lock that's involved in unlocking each layer. Very similar to a nesting doll, where there are maybe 4 or 5 nesting dolls within a larger one. Each one you unlock and open to reveal the next smallest one, and so on and so forth. Nesting dolls and Japanese puzzle boxes fascinate me. Absolutely fascinate me. Because of the mechanism involved and the magic that's interwoven into that mechanism. When you deal with a magic box, a Chinese puzzle box, that has multiple layers of newly revealed spirituality and correspondence and connection, it's irresistible to try and figure it out. Anyway, this particular box is very simple. It's just basically a box within a box. So I open this one up, and inside it reveals a second box, which is technically a box that, as a pagan, I have repurposed. It used to hold watch parts and maybe earrings or a necklace, that type of thing. But for a pagan, a smaller box within a larger hidden box is magic. This one has a tie and a tab that you open the lid, and what you see inside from my point is the elastic scrunchies. But that's just an example. You can hide jewelry in there, pagan jewelry, spiritualist jewelry like a sacred ring or an heirloom that you were given from your grandmother or grandfather or great-great-grandmother down through time. That is an heirloom. Now, depending on how far your witchcraft goes back, your heirlooms may bear massive amounts of energy and power. For the longest time, probably untapped, because that energy has not been used since the passing of your grandmother or great-grandmother or great-great-grandfather or whatever. The potential is there, and the power that is untapped is there. This is 2017. They may have passed in the 1900s, which gives their legacy 100 years to amass indirect environmental energies to it. When you open such a device, expect amazing things. It is like unlocking the primer to the hieroglyphic fonts and calligraphy of the ancient Egyptians. It is such an epiphany that it will literally blow your socks off. The energy that's there is still dominant, but it hasn't been touched in years. Now, as physics would tell you, energy can neither be destroyed nor created. It just exists. Now, if it is cared for particularly in a careful way, from century to century, very little of that original seed thought form or environment and energy associated to it has dissipated. It's still pretty strong. All it called for is for you to discover and research the key to unlocking it. Now, that's my fascination. Forgive me, I'm touching the mic cord. That's my fascination. I adore archaeology because of that. Because what you find to a surface, forgive me, muggle mind is at a certain status, a certain level of operation and awareness. But if you apply a Celtic or a Norse or an Egyptian mindset to that and understand it for what it is, the magics contained within are limitless. There's no restriction. Well, save for your own particular morals and ethics. But if you're a true white sorcerer of sorts, you understand that magic is what you make it. If you use it for evil purposes, then evil is all you're going to get. If you use it for gray purposes, then indeed you will get both white and dark, positive and negative, light-born and shadow type power and magic. It's totally up to you how you perceive it and how you progress to develop it. Now, a tiny little box like this, let's say containing an artifact that lends itself to a potential of millions of years ago, way back when Adam was so dissatisfied with Eve, he requested Lilith, and God brought forth Lilith, who was a, forgive me ladies, a feminist who insisted certain things. But right back to when the cave dweller found a rock that had a special sign on it that he at that time couldn't decipher. It was a mystery. And humans and mortals, being who they are and what they are, love a mystery. They love to discover its secrets and force what they might find in the shadows maybe into the light. The trick is, if what they find is meant purely for the shadows, if they are astute enough, they'll realize that. And it's up to them at that point to embrace it as the ultimate truth that the universe has to offer them. Or they question it, saying, oh, that's not right. You know, it's just a trinket I found. You see the argument? You see the confusion? Now, we're talking a Neanderthal. We're talking somebody barely out of cave dweller status. Somebody who has perhaps just discovered the ability to create fire and is just discovering that there is a much more powerful energies and intelligence in effect than what they have. Slightly overwhelming, yeah, but not enough to stop them dead in their tracks. Humans are curious. Mortals are curious. We will pursue a curiosity until it literally kills us, if need be. It's all part of the learning curve. Now, for a paganist or a spiritualist that is open-ended and doesn't hold any expectations, something like that is pure gold. You can't search for something better than a scenario like that. Now, if us paganists and spiritualists are smart, what we'll do is, with an open mind, unconditional nature, meaning no logical questions, accepting whatever truth that presents itself, we will learn a phenomenal amount of insight and knowledge. The lessons available to teach us from scenarios like that are off the charts. Literally off the charts. You gotta understand, like, sure, I'm a paleontologist at heart, a paleontologist wannabe. I want to be an archaeologist. I want to dig up bones and discover their secrets. But for you guys, ones who haven't decided yet what you're going to be, or how you're going to pursue your own particular individual magic, that potential is literally mind-blowing. It will set you on your edge. It will give you a set of permutations that will rock your socks. It'll challenge every single boundary that you've ever set, every single ethical limit that you put a ceiling on. It'll challenge everything. Now, it's up to you. Are you going to ignore that? Are you going to shake that off, saying that, oh, it's just my imagination, oh, I'll never be any good at it, I won't be able to manifest, diddly squat? Or will you take the stand that, hey, I'm a free spirit. I am not going to let society's limits apply to me. I will explore until my ability to explore can no longer be satisfied. If you're the latter, then please, for me and all of the other pagans that are out here, embrace your passion. Throw throw caution to the wind. Go against the society norms. Believe what you see, what you hear, what you feel, and what you know. Embrace that all, beyond what society is trying to dictate to you. It's an amazing freedom, and it's available to every one of you. Every one of you. The power in such a realization, if you took a spokesperson, just as an example, as Mother Teresa, a Christianitic mentor of sorts, a landscape foundation flag that you can identify with. If you took her perspective and then thought, I am this, but what if I'm more? What if my knowledge can span beyond what I could wish for in the most definitive of cases? That is your motivation. That is what you should allow to drive you to your future evolutions, your future paths. A lot of it boils down to one single fact. Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe that you can work with the unknown at its pace rather than yours? Can you fly moment by moment and evolve in a positive forward motion, moment from moment, with a mindset that, yeah, you're going to fail, but the failures are also lessons. What do I learn from the lesson that keeps me moving forward? Go for it. I don't want this video to ramble, but you get the passion that I'm talking about. Please, for me and for all of the rest of the patrons that you see on YouTube, at least make an attempt to embrace that passion. And I promise you, what you will discover and what you will uncover will change your life for the positive forever. Not just in this lifetime, but for all the consequential lifetimes in the future. It will give you a paradigm and a rule shift that you can carry and build on from lifetime to lifetime. I'm Symbiont. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment down below. I consider you all my friends. So merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Blessed be.